Colin, go ahead.
Thank you.
Yeah, there you go.
And you got me? I'm bummed I missed the cake. Hey, Colin, McNamara, 47 Grandview Street. I just wanted to chime in with some good news. It seems that finally some people are heeding my advice about lowering the standards that I talked about previously in order for our kids to succeed. And the CDC and the American Association of Pediatrics have actually revamped the developmental guidelines and milestones for children from infants to 5, where you used to be able to have a command of 50 words. Now they're saying you only need to have 30 words by the age of, I believe, 24 months. And it just goes to show the further we drive these standards down, the better our children will be in the long run. Nothing that's been done over the last 2 years in regards to our response to COVID has benefited these children, whether it's masks, isolating them from their friends, social distancing, or even the vaccine. All of these have had negative consequences on our children. And instead of correcting what we're doing wrong and admitting our errors, we've just chosen to lower the developmental standards across all metrics. And it's really abhorrent. We're doing kids a disservice, and our kids aren't benefiting at all. Kids are speaking later, they're lacking vocabulary, and now that we have this mental health crisis, but, like I said, adults don't want to take any responsibility. We just want to pass the buck and act like we're doing great things. But we're doing our kids a disservice. The second topic I want to touch on, I talked to Superintendent Geary and Jeff Catlett about this. I asked them if they keep any metrics on the medicating of children in public schools, which they responded, I think that it would be illegal, they said. Now, I have 4 children, and my kids are all banned from public and private education in Connecticut. They are not allowed in school because of my wife and I's decision to not partake in certain medical procedures. But even though you guys say you're inclusive, there's whole swaths of people that aren't allowed to go to school, including my family. I pay property taxes like everybody else, but I can't use those services. And my kids don't either. But you're perfectly within your rights to send your kids to school medicated for ADHD or depression or anxiety. And even though the potential side effects are very well known, especially among teens, for these drugs, which include hallucinations, suicidal tendencies, and homicidal ideation, there's no requirement for anyone in the school system to be made aware that these children are on these drugs and medications. And almost every school shooting has been carried out by children who are on these drugs. But we don't want to talk about that. We just want to ignore that problem. The adults associated, the doctors associated, they bear zero responsibility for these issues. We need to make sure we focus on blaming the gun and not the fact that you're on these psychotropic drugs that alter your brain chemistry and cause you to do fractured things that you never do normally. My own father shot himself on these drugs. He killed himself.
If you have any others that you'd like to submit in writing.
The sooner we just turn the schools into de facto prisons, the safer the kids will be. So I'll see you next time.
Great. Thank you for your comments. Mr.
Martin, you would be up next, please.